Tomio Horiichi. I'm a 27-year-old office worker. Today, I'd like to tell you about something incredible that happened between me and my brother's fiancé. My family is made up of me, my parents, and my brother, Atsuishi, who's 3 years older than me. Both of our parents were working, so Atsuishi took care of me a lot, and we were well known to the neighbors as siblings that got on really well. It's definitely your fault I can't get a boyfriend. My standards are so much higher because of you.
What are you talking about? That's called a brother complex. Hurry up and look at other guys.
We got on so well. We were able to joke like this. Even in my eyes, my brother was handsome, kind, and considerate. It was true that I thought that his girlfriend would be a really happy woman. That still hasn't changed. Now we're both adults. Now we're both independent and doing our best at work, but we still message each other often. Even though that we're adults, his kindness hasn't changed at all. My brother works at a major company, and the clothes and accessories he uses are high quality. Just one look and you could tell he was a great catch. Our mutual friends would often ask if he was dating someone, if he was free, or if I would have to set them up on a regular basis. But he already had a girlfriend he had been dating for 2 years. So I would politely decline any requests of the sort. Then let us know when he breaks up with her. Most of them would be really persistent, and it scared me how popular he was. Just how many women has he affected up until now? Then one day I received a message from Atsuishi.
Tomomo, do you have some time? I have something important to tell you.
What's wrong? It sounds really serious.
It's okay, it's good news. I'm gonna marry the girl I've been dating.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Congrats, you've never introduced us. Even though I kept on asking, so I thought it wasn't going well.
It was just embarrassing to say. Sorry, but yeah, we're getting married.
Alright, but if you're getting married, I want to meet her.
Of course! Next month I'm gonna take her to see Mom and Dad, so you can come then.
I heard some really good news from my brother. Now there won't be any messages from friends asking me to introduce them to him. Furthermore, I could finally meet the girlfriend he had been talking about all this time. I was looking forward to seeing her the next month. Then, a few days later, my brother brought his fiancée to meet us. I returned to my parents' house to welcome her to the family, but... Nice to meet you. My name is Emiko. I'm looking forward to being part of this family. My brother's fiancée, Emiko, was the same age as my brother and was very pretty. She spoke very politely, was friendly, and I had a good first impression. She got on very well with my parents straight away. I was watching their conversation from the sidelines, but suddenly, when she looked at my face, she made an expression as though she had found something disgusting. At first, I thought I was just seeing things. I found out later that it wasn't. I realized that thanks to a message my brother sent me.
Tomoyo! Sorry, I have a favor to ask.
What is it?
About the wedding preparations. I have a lot of things I want to do, but work's really busy and I can't get around to doing things.
That's not good. You can't leave everything to your fiancé.
I know. That's what I want to ask. Emiko's really busy with planning, so could you help her out?
Are you okay with me filling in?
Of course, who else can I ask? Please, when everything's over, I'll buy you anything you want.
Do I have your word? It's a promise?
Yep, sure.
Then I'd be happy to help.
Thanks, you're a great help. I'll tell Emiko.
Even single, I can imagine that preparing a wedding is a lot of hard work. I was happy to help for my brother's sake. But when I went to my brother's fiancé at their house... Hello, tell me what I can do. Yeah, hi. She greeted me with an extremely cold attitude. My brother wasn't at home because of work, and when we began our planning... I've made a guest list, so make the invitations from that. Also prepare transport for the people who are coming from far and book the cameraman. She kept on throwing orders at me without taking a breath. That was still just the beginning. While I was working tirelessly, Emiko wasn't doing anything at all. She was just messaging friends and playing on her phone. Ever so often, she'd check my progress. You're still not done? Hurry up! I'm sorry. She was being so horrible, I wondered what I had done to make her act like that. When my brother came back from work,
I'm home.
You're back. You must have had a tough day. Your little sister came. She's been a great help. We've been working so hard together. Her attitude was so different. I thought she must have had multiple personalities. I was so shocked, I couldn't say a thing. I was reminded that my brother really is a great guy, but that he has no taste in women. All of his past girlfriends were similarly difficult to like. That's why I'd been saying no to all of the women that had been asked to introduce them to him. It might be better to say that I was acting as a barrier. I didn't have a good feeling about this woman either. He had already chosen to marry her, so I had no choice but to accept it. Then a few months passed. I was visiting my brother's house regularly, helping prepare the wedding. I thought that if we met a few more times, we would be able to break the ice. However, when you're done, do this. Yeah. Her tone and expression never changed, and she would always treat me coldly. I really had no idea what reason she had to treat me so badly. Then a decisive incident occurred. It happened when I was checking the seating plan for the wedding. Sorry, I can't find my name. The seating plan was the only thing she had done, and she had only shown me after she had finished. She said something unbelievable. Oh, my bad. I forgot. But it's already decided, so give up on attending. Sorry. I couldn't keep quiet about it. That's enough. What do you have against me? She glared at me steely. You look just like that stupid woman that stole my boyfriend in the past. It was such a ridiculous reason I couldn't help but gap at her. It wasn't even a reason, it was just an accusation. As I stood there, still shocked, she shouted at me viciously. There's nothing else to do, so get out! I left the house crying, overwhelmed by her momentum.
Hey, I just looked at the guest list and the seating plan, but why isn't your name written anywhere?
Didn't you hear anything from Emiko?
I did, but I only heard that you had other plans.
The truth is, my work's gotten really busy recently.
But it's my wedding day! You're the most important guest!
I know that. I'm really sorry, but I can't.
I suppose there's nothing else we can do. It's a real shame.
I really am sorry. I'm planning on going to the after party.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Sorry I asked for the impossible.
To tell you the truth, I really didn't want him to marry someone like that. But the reality was that the plans were already underway. It was difficult to say anything to my brother, especially since he seemed so happy. In the end, I could only put up a front to make everything seem like it was okay. After it was decided that I couldn't go to the wedding, I was pretty blue. In a state of mind, I happened across a cafe while I was out for work. There were some documents I wanted to finish up, when a surprising person appeared. She hadn't noticed me, but there was no mistaking it. It was Emiko. But she wasn't alone. Then finally, it was the day of my brother's wedding. Just like I had told him, I would attend the after party. The venue looked wonderful. Emiko was being paid attention to from all directions and looked very satisfied. When I arrived, I went straight to my brother. Atuishi, congratulations on your marriage.
Tomoyo, you're here! Thank you so much!
I was an insensitive little sister for not coming to his wedding, but he didn't make any problem of it and thanked me. He really is a lovely brother. That's why I couldn't forgive her. I have someone I want to introduce you to. I gestured towards the man that I brought with me. His name is Takasuki. I think Emiko already knows him. The person I saw Emiko with at the cafe that day was Takasuki. They had been sitting face to face. Then that's decided.
I can't accept that. I thought that we were gonna get married.
Sorry, but I can't imagine having a future with you.
That's too sudden. We were fine up until last week.
You're really annoying me. Goodbye. I overheard their conversation, and Emiko left Takasuki behind, alone and upset. I struggled internally, but I made my way over and sat in the seat that Emiko had vacated. I'm sorry, what sort of relationship did you have with that lady?
Huh? Who are you?
I'm going to become Emiko's sister-in-law. Takasuki was confused at first, but when I spoke to him about my situation, he told me everything. I had guessed it from the conversation they had earlier, but it seems that Takasuki had also been dating Emiko. He told me how he had been serious about her, and that the relationship had continued until at least a week ago. All during the time we had been preparing for her and my brother's wedding. As I explained everything to Takasuki, he became more and more angry.
I can't believe her. She was cheating and she was being horrible to you.
To be honest, I think it's a great chance for you and for my brother. We can bring her crimes to light.
I agree. I can't let her go off so easily.
Takasuki and I planned to crash my brother's wedding. My brother and his new wife were in shock as we explained everything about her and Takasuki's relationship.
Emiko and I have been dating for around a year. I've heard that you've been together for 2 years. It means that for half of the time you've been together, she's been cheating on the both of us.
No, you're wrong. We weren't dating.
I have my conversations with Emiko on my phone. There's plenty of information proving that we were dating until a week ago. Please take a look if you'd like.
Stop it. Don't show him. My brother took the phone from Takasuki and scrolled through the phone silently.
There's a message from about a month ago saying, "Let's get married." That's when we were right in the middle of planning the wedding.
No, that's all wrong.
This conversation is more than enough evidence.
Why? Why would you do that? We broke up. Is this your revenge? Takasuki walked towards Emiko and said,
Of course. I was seriously thinking about a future with you. I'm so embarrassed that I was honestly in love with a woman that was just playing with me.
He ignored the people watching and yelled at her. Why on earth would I marry someone like you? I was busy preparing the wedding, so I didn't have the time to break up with you. Huh? But you look like you were having so much fun on your phone while I was left to do all of the preparations by myself.
What?
Stop lying! We were working together! Really? I played a recording of Emiko's voice. The truth is, I had been so annoyed I had prepared a voice recorder to gather proof. It was so that I could make my brother rethink marrying if something ever happened. When you're done, do this. Yeah. Sorry, I can't find my name. Oh, my bad, I forgot. But it's already decided, so give up on attending. Sorry. That's enough. What do you have against me? You look just like that stupid woman that stole my boyfriend in the past. I don't even want to see your face. There's nothing else to do, so get out.
What is this, Emiko?
But she really does look like her. It's not my fault.
I told you that I wanted my sister to come to the wedding from the beginning, didn't I? I never thought that she was being bullied by you.
Miko glared at me, but I wasn't bothered. She was clinging desperately to my brother. But he threw off her arms, took the microphone, and spoke.
To all the guests that came to bless our wedding today, I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that the party ends here.
Like that, he had everyone in the hall go home. They must have all heard our conversation because they were going home gossiping.
I truly am very sorry. I'd like family members to stick around if possible. I'd like to explain something. Could Ash stay too? Of course.
The only people that remained were close relatives and Takasuki. My brother faced Emiko, who was shaking, and told her.
Frankly, I'd had a bad feeling ever since my sister announced she wouldn't be coming to the wedding. But I didn't think the problem was so big.
Please forgive me. I just wanted to play around a bit before getting married. I really did love you. It's true.
Unfortunately, it's impossible. You better go home to your parents. I'll send you all your luggage and the divorce papers in the mail.
No, no way. I want to marry you. Emiko cried and made a fuss, but her relatives managed to drag her out of the hall. Her parents cried as they apologized to my brother and promised they would make Emiko sign the divorce papers. So my brother's marriage came to an end on the day of their wedding. All of the money that was spent on the wedding, the after party, and the guest presents were compensated by Emiko. Her parents ended up paying in her stead, so she was made to work hard day and night under her parents' supervision. A few days later, as her parents, will take responsibility and keep an eye on her until she returns all of the money. We're really sorry for all of the trouble she has caused your family. Had sent us a letter in the mail. I was prepared for my brother to hate me for what I had done, but...
I'm really sorry you had to go through all of that. If anything, if you weren't there, I was about to marry that woman without knowing her true colors. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about her. Really, thanks for saving me.
He didn't blame me at all, and instead he thanked me. Once I got his forgiveness, I suggested something to him. Brother, I think you realize this time, but you don't have a good judge of character.
Yeah, I've really learnt my lesson.
The next time you find someone you want to date, introduce them to me. I'll check them out for you.
That's true. I'll be more relieved if they have your mark of approval.
It looks like you can't become independent of me after all.
You're right. Now our positions are completely different to the past.
I plan to train my brother's judge of character until the next time he finds a wonderful partner. By the way, Takasuki and I have become close and often go out to drink coffee.
It looks like I have a bad judge of character when it comes to women, too. I need your advice.
Huh? Are you sure? I thought you wouldn't want to see me after all that.
Of course not. It's thanks to you that I was able to get my revenge on Emiko. You're like a savior to me, a goddess. Please.
The way he asked me was so funny. I couldn't help but say yes. But my brother was worried, asking, was it a date? Is he after you? I replied that we were good friends, but that he was really a good guy. So we would have to wait and see.
My name is Mariana Isaac, and I'm a 36-year-old housewife. Today, I'd like to talk about my highly unusual family. My family consists of my husband, Hendrix, 10 years older than me, and my son, Colton, who is 16. Hendrix is the CEO of a decently sized construction company, and is rather rich, you could say. Meanwhile, Colton goes to a prestigious high school, and his grades are top-notch, the pinnacle of the elite. On the surface, you could say our family was the one that had so much potential. In reality, my friends are envious of my circumstances. And while I must remain modest and not boast, but how I appear to passerbys and how I think about it are often two different stories. From my point of view...
Hey! Didn't I tell you to iron my uniform shirt?
I'm sorry, I've forgotten about that.
Why can't you just do what you're told?
Sorry, honey, I'll do it right now, I promise.
Also, you know about the meeting with me teacher this Saturday?
Yes, of course I remember.
Make sure you don't come wearing your usual rags, eh?
You don't like my usual outfits?
Outfits that make you look like a middle-aged witch, of course not!
Sorry, I'm not too knowledgeable of fashion.
Oh, you're so useless. Study up and get ready, alright?
I'll do what I can before Saturday.
I shouldn't have to tell you, goddammit!
Forgive me. As you can see, my son has a very aggressive attitude towards me. You could say he was going through puberty, and that it's just a phase. But his behavior just cannot be only explained by mere puberty.
I'm not eating this garbage! I'm in the mood for meat today! Oh, the vacuum's too loud. I'm studying! Read me goddamn lips! You're such a sleazebag. I'm embarrassed. You're me own mother!
This is just ordinary language. Forget puberty hormones. Isn't this downright harassment? But that wasn't all. One day, when Colton came home from school,
Hey, what's this lunch?
he showed me the lunch I'd given him that morning. He hadn't touched a crumb.
Who told you to make a monotonous, brown, vulgar lunch like this? I can't show this garbage to me friends.
He threw a temper tantrum and threw the food to the floor. It was such an inexcusable deed, but I'm sorry. I'll make sure to make it look nice next time onward.
I shouldn't have to tell you, you goddamn hag. You're really gonna get it if you do this again.
He has a large, healthy body, and I can't oppose him. I couldn't say anything back at him and could only miserably clean up the lunch he'd thrown. And what makes him very difficult is that he never shows this behavior outside the school. For example, whenever guests would come to our place, he would say,
My mother's cooking is really delicious. I'm always thankful for it. Right, Mum?
"My, what a wonderful son!" It's literally Jekyll and Hyde, and he behaves like a well-mannered prince whenever we aren't alone. There is a big reason why my son behaves towards me in such a terrible way. He must have been influenced by his father.
The frick is this meal? Food for pigs, right? You won't do proper homework, you goddamn whore? You're so useless, woman. You're just my burden who eats and sleeps here.
As you can tell, this is exactly how my son behaves too. Ever since Colton was a young boy, his father treated me in this way. But whenever he's out socializing, he never reveals a smidge of his Mr. Hyde.
At home, my wife is just nagging forever and ever.
I believe my son is mimicking his father to this degree. After all, Colton admires his father hugely, and as father and son, they're very close. And of course, from other families' perspectives, this is highly unusual. But for Colton, who was only raised in this household, perhaps believes this is the normal way to treat me. In my family, my husband's a king, my son's the prince, and I'm their laboring maid, indeed. And I've been living with such a family for 16 years. My mental state was at its limit, living with what seemed like two domineering husbands. Such was my life, and one of the only things that brought me joy was messaging my own mother. "It's been a while, honey. How have you been?" "I'm fine, Mom. Everything's great." "You're lying, aren't you? When you came home a while ago, you had the most awful color in your skin." Well, maybe some things are hard, but after 16 years, you get used to some things at least. "Honestly, honey, I'm so sorry. For our sake, no less." "I thought we promised you wouldn't say that." "I'm fine, Mom. I'm telling you. Just trust me." "Thanks, dear. Everything will be finished very soon, so a little more patience." "I know, Mom. You be careful too, alright? And don't overexert yourself." "Oh, nonsense. Of course I'm overexerting myself. You're sacrificing so much for us. We're failures as parents." "That's not true. It's because of you and Dad that I'm able to press on. Let's just hold on a little longer together, yeah?" I'll leave the reason as to why I can't file for divorce just yet for later. And this happened a couple of days after Mom and I talked like this. An unbelievable event unfolded in my house. It was on the night I'd gone out for my class reunion, and when I came home late at night... "Oh, huh?" I was shocked to find a young woman in my living room wearing nothing but a bathrobe. And then, from the other room...
Nancy, darling, we got some good champagne here. After we do it lots of times, let's have a drink.
My husband said in a coy voice as he stepped in his own bathrobe. In his hands were a bottle of expensive champagne and 2 glasses. A brief moment of silence spread across the three of us. Normally, hellfire would rain down upon the scene, but...
Oh, you're home early. I thought you'd be home tomorrow.
Hendricks muttered this without a smidge of remorse. And who is this lady?
Can't you tell?
Of course, anyone can see that she's his lover. But that wasn't what I meant.
What are you being clueless for? You're bothering us. Get the hell out of here. She'll be gone by tomorrow afternoon, eh?
He had the audacity of kicking me out of the house. I was perplexed, and the girl known as Nancy smirked as she said, "I guess I'm sorry. But this is how it is. Don't worry, I'll treat him well." How dare she? Normally, this would be the perfect time to pull a perfect fit, but I just cannot do that. In this manner, I'd left my husband and his lover at my house, and having been kicked out, I spent my time until the afternoon the next day in a hotel. Even with the scandal upon us, the next day, it was as though everything had gone back to normal. This indifferent life of mine lasted another year. Yet again, Colton came home with the most despicable expression.
Oi, hag! What's this trash heap of a lunch? You mocking me or what?
Well, this scene seemed familiar. Well, to be fair though, he should have gotten angry. That was all that I prepared for him was white rice and a dried plum. Pretty much the Japanese flag, lunchbox style.
I opened this bullshit up and I was a laughing stock of the class, and after I was thinking you were getting a better... What's the meaning of this? Is this what a mother does to her son? Eh?
Now, normally I would grovel at his feet and beg for forgiveness, but not today. After all, I had given him that lunch with the intention of humiliating him. I was never your mother in the first place, and I'm so done with your stupid selfishness. I fought back with a resolved attitude. Colton was a bit flabbergasted at this new behavior.
What? The frick are you saying, woman?
Read my lips, if you please. I just said I'm not your mother. No tongue twister, no jute de mots. The events that led to me getting married into this family have been the most extraordinary in the first place. When I was 20 years old, the construction company that my parents were managing went through the red. It was the father of my current husband who saved it from bankruptcy, and back then, nobody topped him.
Before I help you, I have one condition.
Yes, sir! Anything you desire, sir!
I would like your daughter to betroth to my son.
This condition left my parents speechless, apparently. That was because I was still a college student at the time, 19 years old. And Hendrix was 29. While the age wasn't an issue, they were hesitant to allow their underage daughter be wedded so quickly. They were about to decline when... I accept. Mariana? I willingly accepted his conditions and saved my parents his business in the process. In other words, I exchanged myself for the debts my parents were facing. Even I'm surprised now that such an exchange had ever transpired. The kind old man who promised his support sadly died of illness, but their debt to Master Isaac wasn't something that could be paid off overnight. And thus, even if I was treated terribly, I couldn't retaliate against them. And by the way, Colton isn't my own son, but a child Hendrix had with his previous wife. She'd apparently fled away soon after she'd given birth. And right as Master Isaac was looking for a girl to raise him, he found me. Upon introducing me, whether it was a blessing or a curse, I wouldn't know. But Hendrix was head over heels at first sight. The marriage was quickly arranged, and for these past 16 years, my family's company somehow slowly brought itself back. And the money they borrowed from Master Isaac was finally paid off last month. All of their burdens had disappeared. Colton, who had no clue about all this, stood there in front of me, clueless as a codfish. And then, right at that moment, Hendrix showed up.
What's going on here?
What perfect timing. I decided to declare my wishes to divorce. I filled up everything on my part. Do what you want with yours. You need not pay me compensation or some percentage of your fortune. I picked up my luggage and I was about to leave. And then Hendrix and Colton said this.
I really don't get anything about this, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel good inside. I was always ashamed of a good-for-nothing mother like you.
For real? Have you no gratitude after all I've done for you? In the event your company is in the red again, I won't help you again.
Upon hearing these words, I unconsciously smirked a big one. Perhaps they have no idea they're about to be plunged into the deepest depths of despair.
What have you done, you?
What's this about?
Frick your feigning ignorance. The timing's too good to be a coincidence. This scandal right after you divorced me. How the hell did you find out?
Well, I guess there's no use hiding anymore. More to the point, how could you not understand? But I suppose you thought of me a stupid, useless wife and let your guard down.
Were you searching my office?
If you have something to hide, better lock the door, sweetie. I've slowly but surely gathered solid evidence these past 16 years.
You malicious woman!
Look who's talking of all people. Also, should you be talking to me right now? Aren't there reporters outside as we speak? Now, an incident that made the covers of magazines. More specifically, a scandal about a certain famous company doing illegal construction for a number of years. This certain company was, of course, Hendrix. For a long time, they'd been using construction materials that were cheaper than what was ordered, did poor work on the construction itself, and put the difference in money in its pocket. Soon after my divorce, this truth propagated across the public eye. This was no coincidence, of course. I pulled the trigger myself. For 16 years, I continuously searched my husband's weakness. His cheating simply wasn't enough. I wanted to find something that would definitely end his entire career and make hell freeze over. That's when I decided to search his office. Luckily, Hendrix was often away on business, and his absence was a common occurrence. Colton was also rarely at home, what with his school club and his study camps, and this enabled me to thoroughly look through Hendrix's office. And in the end, I was finally able to obtain the proof of these illegal transactions. While they should be documents that would make no sense to the beginner's eye, I was helping my parents with their own company from when I was in high school. The documents were of the company's accounts, and I instantly realized its revenue was inflating rapidly. I then leaked this information to a friend of mine, who's a freelance journalist, and this journalist was none other than... "You did it! With this much evidence, this bastard's downfall will be absolute." I'll leave the rest to you, Hannah. Yes, indeed, she was the girl known as Nancy, Hendrix's lover. To tell you the truth, Nancy was a fake name, and her real name was Hannah Sylvester. She'd been a friend of mine since college, and was always concerned about my situation. But the fact she wanted to be a journalist dates from when she was a young girl. And, by happenstance, we both wanted to take down the same person, and so we collaborated on the case. She said she used some taboo way of getting more insider information, but becoming a lover just for the sake of getting the information? That was an admirable journalism spirit right there. The day after she slept with Hendrix. "What the heck, Hannah? I didn't think you'd do something this insane." "That bastard is completely convinced I'm a hostess hooker." "Honestly, he thinks he can trust women with his life. He told me so much, I was trying so hard not to laugh." But wasn't it disgusting to do it with him? "I mixed a sedative with the champagne and I just talked to him until he fell asleep, drunk out of his skull. Oh, and by the way, you can rest assured I recorded every word he said." "Why, thank you, madam. He's made you suffer so much all these years. He deserves the worst." My parents are so close to completely paying off their debts to him. I'm planning to divorce when they're done, so would you mind waiting until after the divorce to leak the evidence? I don't want the divorce to be inhibited by the chaos that would ensue. "No problem. I'll give the evidence to a magazine company once you give me the thumbs up." Our cunning plan finally culminated in Hendrix suffering a devastating blow. As we planned, the police investigated the situation regarding the illegalities, and the result was that he had to pay gargantuan sums in damages. The company, of course, went bankrupt. Hendrix is now detained and under interrogation for a number of crimes, including fraud. If the trial finds him guilty, even with the review of the documents, his life will forever be fraught with huge debts. As for Colton, the money for his education dwindled away, and he left school. The large house was off limits to him as well, and it seems some relatives on his father's side accepted to take care of him, but due to the shock of what happened to his father, he's become reclusive, it seems. According to those relatives, "He doesn't do any of the housework. He always boasts that he's the only one of a powerful CEO, and you'd think he'd have a temper tantrum, but no. He instead runs into his room crying. The poor boy's becoming insane." I was considering taking Colton in if he loved me as his own mother while I was still married to Hendrix. But he become one and the same as his father. Although it may be cruel, I'd given up on that idea and decided to give him hell too. I was contacted by his relatives before. "Would you be willing to take him in? You have been living with him for 16 years after all." Of course, I declined. Since then, I returned home, and as I helped out with the housework, I'm living a nice, leisurely life. A life without being treated as a slave is so joyful and wonderful. And I can finally live my days full of excitement, pursuing my own happiness as a person. "Honey, you're still in your 30s. It's not too late to start over again. I want my daughter to marry someone she truly loves and live happily this time." "Oh, I'm done with married life, Mom. In any case, I think I deserve time alone after those god-awful 16 years. I want to travel, earn skill certificates, and maybe try out some fashion. I have so much I want to do." "Honestly, honey, I hope you'll forgive us for giving you nothing but hardships and suffering these last times." "Oh, hush, that was something I chose to do. I don't have any regrets at all, Mom. Not to mention I repaid them well, in the end." "To be honest, that deed of yours made us so relieved, too. Now we don't have to do business with that place again, and we're so glad." Indeed, the companies that Hendrix's was ripping off also include my own families. But because of the debts we owed, we couldn't break the contract. Honestly, though, Hendrix's family could be considered a cancer for anyone.
"Oh, that's right. I was thinking about giving this to you."
"Oh, what's this? A bank book?"
"Truth be told, honey, we were paying you every single month.
What?
You were trying your hardest to live that hell for the sake of our company. I wanted somebody to thank you when the whole nightmare blew over. You see, and this was a joint decision with your father.
In the bank book was a balance of nearly $30,000. My 16 years of desperate work, accumulating into a single number, brought tears to my eyes.
I'm sorry it isn't very much, honey. This is the best we could do, being a poor enterprise and all.
Oh, Mom, thank you. With this money, I can focus on what I want to do. In this manner, now helping with the housework and their company, I was able to receive skill certificates in construction and real estate to make the workflow of our company a lot smoother and more flexible. To compensate for the lacking materials from my ex-husband's company, we set out to fix broken windows and doors of homes, and we shifted to a community-based enterprise. We use this if something ever happened to the tenants' home, it will all be alright once you leave it to us kind of motto to our advantage. We also built a strong business foundation by establishing partnerships with life infrastructure companies like electricity and gas. These changes were well acknowledged, now promoted to vice president of the company. Employees see me as a candidate for future president, and I'm doing my best in my work. Mom and Dad said that they're so happy, but were worried I was losing my chance to be wed again. But honestly, I truly have no intention to marry again. I hope I do my best for the company and for the great community that is my home.
My name is Chirako Yamamoto, 24 years old. My life has been a total mess, but that all changed when I met her. Today, I would like to tell you guys about how my life went from a disaster hellscape to a normal one. It all started when I was 10 years old. That was when my dad found another girl other than my mom. He left me, my mom, and my 3-year-old brother. My mom worked as a hostess to earn enough money to support my brother and me. Thanks to her, we were able to get by. However, my mom was the type of person that needed a guy with her, so she would often come back home with someone. I'm back. Welcome back.
What the hell? You had kids?
Sorry, I'll get them out of here immediately. What? Hey, go eat dinner somewhere else. But you two are ruining the night. I'm fine with going out, but Daichi is still 5 years old. It's not even cold out. You guys should be fine. But we don't have any money, and we haven't eaten since yesterday. You're so annoying right now. Fine, use this. 300 yen? Now get out! This was how things usually played out when she came home with a guy. She was slowly becoming a toxic parent. She wasn't like this when our dad was still with us. I was about to cry, but I held back tears for my brother. Every time we were kicked out of the apartment, we would go to the octopus park. Here, Daichi, eat up!
Thank you.
Don't forget to drink your milk.
What about you?
I'm on a diet, so I'm fine. We would eat here and sleep here until the next day. It didn't matter how bad the weather was, we still stayed inside the octopus. Thinking back, I'm surprised we even survived like this. By the time I became 16, my mom had a new boyfriend named Yamazaki, and he was the absolute worst.
Hey, Akimi, how old is your daughter?
She just became 16.
I see.
She's so cute, right?
Hey you, what's your name?
Chirako?
Do you want to know a better place to work?
Really? My naive self thought a better paying job would change my life. I would regret this decision immediately. Yamazaki took me to a very shady place. I knew immediately that this was a bad idea.
Hey, Chirako!
I'm still 16.
Just tell everyone you're 20 and you should be fine. You look mature for your age, too.
Are you telling me to lie to others?
It's fine. You can drink as much as you like.
No way! I'm I'm still young.
Don't you want money? If you want it, shut up and do as I say!
After being threatened, I had no choice but to work there.
Characo, table 4!
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Chiraco?
How old are you?
20.
So young!
She's pretty good with alcohol, so don't be afraid to make her drink.
Alright!
That day, I had to drink and smoke on my first day. I'm about to throw up. From that day, I had to work at this night bar at 16. Every day, I had to drink even though I didn't want to, and all I earned was a measly 30,000 yen per month. Manager, why is my pay so low?
Huh?
You told me I could earn 2,500 yen an hour.
I'm paying the correct amount.
But I would have earned about 250,000 yen last month?
I'm paying that Yamazaki guy.
What do you mean?
Isn't he your guardian?
Guardian? What the hell?
I gave him 220,000. And I gave you 30,000.
What is going on? Why are you making that face? Give me back my money.
What are you talking about?
I know you took the money that I earned. That money is used for you. I know that's a lie! What do you mean? We feed you and we let you live here. You serious?
And I need some payment for introducing you to the job.
That's right.
Just be happy that I even gave you money in the first place.
Can't you even say thank you?
I'm expecting you to work harder for your mother.
I'm leaving. Do you think you can live by yourself with only 30,000 yen? I'll go look for a better job.
But you can't.
What do you mean?
You're going to work there until the day you die.
Why?
That was the contract.
Contract? Manager, what is this contract?
Do you mean the one you signed when you started working here?
I don't remember signing anything.
Your parents signed the rights for 3 million yen.
What?
I guess that Yamazaki guy had some debt he had to pay.
So, they sold me?
Let's call it an introduction fee.
So I have to work here for the rest of my life?
I mean, if you can pay 3 million yen, you don't have to.
No way. This was definitely illegal. But at the time, I had no idea how the world worked. After working 4 years, I finally became 20 years old. My brother, Daichi, is now 13 years old and just got into middle school.
Sis, are you sure you're okay?
It's okay. You don't have to worry about me.
When I graduate middle school, I'll start working too. We can run away together.
You have to go to high school.
I can't leave you like this.
Don't worry. I think of going to high school as a way of helping me. Be smart and be better than anyone else. The only reason I didn't leave the house yet was for my brother. I thought if I left the house, my brother would be forced to work like I was. Fortunately, my parents were paying for my brother's tuition. But one day, after work, I didn't feel like returning home, so I headed straight to the octopus park where I used to spend the night. But when I got to the park, there was already somebody on the bench. It was a high school girl. Are you okay? It's not safe to be out here alone.
Yeah,
What happened?
I had a fight with my parents.
So you ran away?
Yeah,
I see. But I think your parents are very worried about you.
I know, but
Having a parent that actually cares about you is a beautiful thing.
I guess.
I don't know what happened, but You should talk to them, okay?
Really?
Yep, that's what parents are for. In the back of my mind, I knew I wasn't being truthful, as I never had a proper conversation with my parents. I just said all that because I wanted it to be true for myself too. But after talking to the girl, she had a bright smile on her face.
I'll try talking to them.
All right, I'll take you there. Wait, it's too late to ride the train.
You're right.
Here, take this and get a cab back home.
5,000 yen? I can't take this.
But you don't have any money, right?
I only have this much.
Only 300?
Yeah.
You should be more careful when you leave your house next time. Make sure to apologize to your parents and talk to them, okay?
Okay, I promise.
All right.
I'll give this back someday. Thank you so much.
Maybe I was a little cheesy back there. 3 years have passed since then, and now I'm 23 years old.
Charako, this is your last day.
Huh? Why?
You're gonna start working somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
So, you're Charako, huh? Quite the beauty, I see. I guess you gotta thank your parents.
What do you mean?
Yamazaki gambled away 5 million yen again.
And now he sold you away for 5 million yen. We allow customers to go all the way with our girls too.
What? Isn't it a bar?
You know the deal. All right, let's go.
No! Let go of me!
Shut it! I'm going to hit you if you scream again.
Let her go!
Who the hell are you guys?
So, you're the guy that's going around our territory!
We don't like it when people do whatever they want around our territory.
Wait, are you guys from the Moriyama group?
That's right!
Nice to meet you. My name is Mamoru Moriyama.
Wait, why are you here?
I won't repeat myself.
Let that girl go. But she's our property.
We know what you do to innocent girls.
You want a war?
That girl is very important to us.
What?
I swear if you get your hands on that girl...
There is no time, okay? We're Yakuza too. If you just give her to us, we will look the other way.
Fine! Seriously? What choice do I have? We can't fight the Moriyama group.
Then it's a deal.
The guy in the suits took me to a very expensive-looking house. This is worse than those delinquents. I thought I was done for.
Sis!
Wait, you are...
That's right! You saved me back at the park 3 years ago. My name is Kumi.
What's going on? Did they kidnap you too?
This is my house.
What? Your house?
Thank you for taking care of my daughter back then.
So, he's your father?
That's right. My father kept on telling me to inherit the Yakuza group, which led to a fight.
After the fight, she ran away from the house. All the members of the Yakuza were looking for her.
That's when you helped me out.
I heard you talk to Kumi to talk things out as a family.
I didn't do much.
We decided to let me go to college while training to become the next head of the group.
It's all thanks to you, Charako. Kumi didn't even try to talk to me before you helped her out. Our whole group owes you greatly.
I'm just glad you two were able to talk things through. Although I didn't think the magnitude of the story would be this big.
Kumi said she wanted to thank you, so we looked into your history.
What?
I'm really sorry you had to go through such a hard life.
It was a hellish couple of years. I didn't have any proper education to get myself out of this situation.
But that's okay.
But you are now free from all your burden.
It was like a dream come true. You mean I don't have to work at that place anymore?
That's right. They won't even be able to lay a finger on you.
But my parents might...
Sorry for doing things without your permission, but we already talked to your parents.
How?
Some things are better kept a secret. The Moriyama group will help you and your brother get back on your feet. If you really want to, you can go meet them. But they won't be able to come meet you.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't want to know.
As I saw the smile on Kumi's father, I decided not to ask any more questions. I didn't want to even give my parents any more time inside my head.
As for your job and your place to stay,
That's too much.
It's okay. We have the perfect job for you.
my friend owns a real estate agency, and I would like you to work there.
Really? But I'm not qualified to be one.
It's okay. We can provide you with a place to stay, too. We made sure it was near your brother's school, too.
Am I dreaming? Thank you so much.
Thank goodness. We really wanted to pay you back for saving us.
Then it's settled.
Thus began my life as a free girl. My brother is now in high school. I decided to call Kumi over for dinner, and Daichi seemed interested in her. Kumi is a perfect girl. She's smart and cute, and even strong. I wonder if Daichi will be able to win her over.
I'm still younger than her. I don't think she looks at me that way. I just have to work on myself, so Kumi might see me differently.
It's good to have goals. Good luck. I actually already knew Kumi had feelings for Daichi.
Shirako, do you think a Yakuza's daughter has a chance at love?
What happened? Do you have someone in mind?
Yeah.
I see. I guess there's a lot of expectations dating you.
Do you think so? I never had a boyfriend, so...
It might be a challenge getting married, but you should start dating regardless.
What if he says he doesn't want to be with a Yakuza daughter?
Then he wasn't worth it in the first place. Look for a guy that sees Kumi, not Yakuza's daughter.
Daichi always told me I was special, even if I wasn't part of the Yakuza.
Really? Way to go, Daichi!
That's why my heart always starts pounding when I'm with Daichi.
You two still got a lot of time together, but I guarantee that Daichi is very considerate and kind.
Thank you so much. Can I talk to you again?
Yeah! Leave it up to Big Sis. You're going to be just fine, Daichi.
Really?
We have to thank Kumi for saving us.
My name is Yuzu. I'm 28 years old, and I work as a financial planner for a security business company. When I first entered the company, I only had a grade 3 qualification, but as I gained hands-on experience, I was able to pass a grade 2 qualification when I was 25. And a month ago, finally, I was able to pass the grade 1 license. I want to continue building my career. As those thoughts were passing through my mind, I was out drinking with friends.
Well, it's rare for you to invite us to drink, Mariko. How
How long has it been since the three of us got together like this? After graduation, we were only able to meet up like once a year.
We were all busy.
Oh, I miss our uni days. The last minute trip we planned to go to Hokkaido. It was crazy, but those are some good memories now.
Mariko, you insisted on going to the Asahikawa Zoo and didn't budge. It was so far away from Hakodate.
Gee, stop with all the nostalgia stories.
You were such a headstrong character back then. How are you now? Are you doing well?
Of course, I'm doing great with my boyfriend. Huh? You have a boyfriend? Well, duh. I'll be turning 30 in 2 years. I'm not a workaholic like you or Chisato. On as always.
She's been drinking like a queen since we got here.
I wonder how her boyfriend's gonna react when he sees this.
True that.
This is Chisato and Mariko. We were in the same faculty in university and studied together as good friends. Chisato and I have been friends since high school, so we've already been close. But since Mariko was in the same curriculum as us, we began hanging out a lot. I was glad to hear the two were doing fine, but then Mariko started talking. Well, I called you two out tonight. There's no other reason. I have big, gigantic news for you.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm getting married. What? Really?
Congratulations, Mariko!
If I can recall, was your boyfriend the successor to his company or something? Yeah, his father runs a real estate company and it's pretty famous.
So you'll be the future president's wife.
Awesome, isn't it? When I joined the company after graduating, my boss happened to be the son of the president. We fell in love instantly. I guess it was just bound to happen. You know, I worked hard. I did my research on makeup techniques that older men might like, and fashion too. Well, I'm happy for you that you got engaged. Yuzu and Chisato, you two are both single and don't have boyfriends, right? Yeah, I was too busy studying for my license and had no time to join mixers.
I was also super busy from business trips.
I knew you two would be like that.
Come on, Mariko, stop trying to one-up us every time.
Huh? Did I guess right?
Look, we've been working extra hard for our future. Do you really think you're better than us just because you're getting married?
What did you say? Oh no, they both seem pretty drunk. I need to stop them. Calm down. Come on, have a drink of water. Oh, Yuzu, I heard you just got a national qualification. Yeah. What's it called? Final Fantasy? No, Financial Planning Technician. It's a job where I give advice to people about planning around their money. Your job's related to money? I listen to my customer's situation about money, how much they earn, about their family, liabilities, and assets. And based on that, we would plan together. And that's a national qualification? It sounds so easy even I can pass. There's no way you can. Then I'm sure you're paid a decent amount. I just got qualified for the Grade 1 license, so my pay should rise. Awesome! Then Yuzu, you'll pay for the drinks, okay? What? I've been going to too many salons recently. I'm so broke. So you want me to pay for today? You work for a security business company, right? This much should be just fine for you. Mariko, you planned this all along? So you wouldn't have to pay? No wonder you ordered the priciest course meal. It's fine, it's only $60. Yeah, but it's hard enough to earn that $60. Oh, my boyfriend's here to pick me up. I gotta go. Thanks for the dinner. Hey, wait up!
Ugh, my head hurts. I'm starting to feel sick.
Chisato, here, have some water.
Sorry, Yuzu, but Mariko, don't you think your attitude is becoming horrible every year?
Yeah, maybe we should stay away from her for a while.
I'm sure she'll send us invitations to your wedding, so we could attend that, and then let's keep our distance from her.
Yeah. Mariko just announced her engagement and left the restaurant without paying for her meal. But I never knew her boyfriend was this rich son and heir. I mean, I was surprised anyone could even go out with her because her personality is so, you know. Either she did a good job pulling off a cute character, or this boyfriend is clueless. Good grief, I thought to myself, as I paid for Mariko's meal and left the restaurant with Chisato. Yuzu, are you there? Are you ignoring me on purpose? Hey, reply! Mariko, can you please stop bombarding me with text? I'm on the bullet train right now. Then you should be able to check your text. Come on, let me rest until I arrive at the station.
But hey, so you're on the bullet train?
I have a meeting to attend in Kagoshima.
What? You're going all the way to Kyushu?
Well, I can put the bullet train tickets on the expense account, so I don't need to worry about that. Plus, my boss said I can take a few days off after this, since I'd be pretty worn out.
Huh. Well, that sounds like a pretty good company.
Yeah, my boss said think of it as a mini vacation, and enjoy your days off too. So, in order to enjoy the vacation a bit, I need to work hard for this meeting.
Wow, so much for the national qualification.
So, what's up? Why did you text me?
Oh yeah, I was about to forget. Yuzu, your mom's a fashion designer, right?
Yep, she's only working for her regular customers though. Why though?
Can you ask her to design my wedding dress?
To my mom?
I want to leave a good impression on my in-laws.
She seems really busy with the fashion show coming up.
Can you ask her? Like, because my friend's getting married or something like that?
Oh, hey, by the way, I don't think I ever received an invitation. When's your wedding going to be, Mariko?
Next month.
What? Next month?
Is there a problem?
There's nothing but problems. It's only been a few days since you told us.
Yeah, but it can't be helped. I forgot to tell you guys.
How selfish can you get? So, you don't have any invitations sent out?
I just texted or called people I wanted to invite.
That's crazy. The invitation text Mariko sent out was something I couldn't believe. It was so unconventional, to say the least. It wasn't appropriate for the occasion at all. To think that she doesn't have a dress yet when the wedding is next month? Now that's pushing it. What's the husband to be doing? Hey, look. Preparing for the wedding is something you do together with your partner.
He's so busy right now. He's still working. He said, I'll leave things in your hands.
What are you gonna do with his tux?
His mother's gonna prepare that for him.
Okay, wow, I'm getting all confused now.
Hey, so are you gonna get me the custom-made wedding dress for me or not?
There's no way. It's impossible with the wedding at such a close date.
Come on, can you do something about it?
It's not just dresses, but clothes aren't made in one night. My mom takes pride in her work and she wants to take her time.
Ooh, you're so mean, Yuzu.
I'm not saying yes no matter what, and I'm sure my mom won't either.
What, so you don't like your friend getting married that much?
That's not what I was saying. I'm just saying things like this have a proper order. You always act before thinking.
What, so it's my fault now?
I'm not saying that. Hey, maybe you should sit down and talk to your fiancé again.
Why?
It's a wedding. The bride and groom should both be on the same page.
Yeah.
If he's a successor to a real estate company, they should be pretty wary of how others view them. Try using your brain for once.
Shut up! I don't want to be told that from a loner like you. I'm doing my best, okay?
Okay then, do as you like. As for the dress, you'll have to rent it from somewhere.
You're not gonna make it for me?
No, thank you. Maybe I would have if you told me a couple of months in advance. Give up.
Yuzu, your mom's famous. I want her handmade dress.
Oh, I'm arriving at Kagoshima soon. Gotta turn off my phone. Bye!
No, wait, Yuzu!
My train ride to Kagoshima ended in a few hours, and I decided to throw Mariko out of my mind and focus on the job I had to do. But I never imagined her wedding to be this unplanned. By the way, although Mariko said she would invite her guests through text, I was never directly invited to her wedding. Honestly, at this point, everything was so all over the place, I couldn't care less. However, a week passed after my Kagoshima business trip. This was my first day back at the office after my break, and after I finished my day at work, someone was waiting for me outside of the office building.
Are you Miss User?
Yes?
I'm sorry for suddenly disturbing you. My name is Soji Akiyama.
Who might you be?
I'm engaged to Mariko.
Huh? This is her fiancé?
I heard from her that you work at a security business company, and I was sure you would be here at MoniRobo Securities.
Sure. Wait, he did research and then waited for me?
I'll get straight to the point, Miss Yuzu. What did you say to Mariko?
What?
We went on a dinner date the other day, and she was complaining to me about how her best friend isn't preparing a wedding dress for me.
I can't see the bottom of this story.
I heard your mother is a fashion designer,
Yes, she's been working in the industry for over 20 years now.
And she's been at the famous Paris collection?
I've heard she showcased her works there.
Mariko was excited for a dress to be made by her.
Excuse me?
Why did you turn down your friend's offer?
What on earth is wrong with him?
For a woman, that wedding is one of the biggest and most important events in their lives.
Sure.
If you and Mariko have been friends since university, maybe you could at least listen to her wishes.
Excuse me, Mr. Akiyama, what on earth are you talking about?
Huh? It's obvious I'll do anything for my future wife.
Well, that's a lot coming from a man who hasn't planned anything for their wedding.
At least explain to me what you didn't like about this. The time limit? The money?
I've had enough. Mariko contacted me saying there was only a month left until the wedding. Isn't that crazy when you think about it?
What? She told me she asked you over 6 months ago.
God damn you, Mariko, you little! The man who appeared before me was Mariko's partner, Soji Akiyama. He was probably convinced by Mariko. He's totally lying about the dress, too. Because he seemed like he was believing in Mariko completely, I decided to show him our text messages from a week ago. Do you see what I'm saying now? As you said, my mother does take dress requests, but it's way too late to ask for one.
That's...
Yes, we're friends, but no matter how close, there's a way to ask people a favor. Courtesy even for close friends. Don't you say that? Well, I need to go home now. So if you'll please excuse me.
Please wait! Isn't there something you can do?
Hey, let go of me!
Mariko doesn't like the pre-made dresses at the venue. I'll pay you what you want, so please! Ask your mother to make the dress for her!
Don't make me say the same thing over and over again. My best friend and I, Mariko's been throwing us around the whole time. I can't deal with her anymore.
Weren't you Mariko's #1 best friend?
Did she say that?
Yes, she said you always listen to her problems.
Mr. Akiyama, you need to learn to doubt people.
If you're not accepting our offer, it can't be helped. I'll have to convince Mariko to wear one of the dresses the venue provides.
Please do that.
But I have to ask you to pay for those rental fees.
What?
This happened because of your problems. It's common sense that you'll be paying for the dress.
Dude, what the frig? How crazy can you get?
If I calculate it roughly, it might cost around $300,000?
There's no way I'm paying. If you're really going to ask me to pay, I won't be attending your wedding.
What a troublesome woman.
Sure, say what you want.
Well then, I will not be inviting you to our wedding. Promise you'll never come near or talk to Mariko ever again.
Sure, if you insist. I guess I have to be absent for your wedding.
I took my time to come all the way over here.
And I'm tired from work too. Excuse me then. Eek, that really gave me the creeps. I ran away immediately. That's the future president of a real estate company? He has no common sense. I can't help but to be amazed. Well, I guess now I can be hopeful that I've cut ties with them. Thinking that to myself, I came home and immediately texted Chisato to update her on the situation. She replied, "Yep, I'm ditching too." And I thought she's the best friend I could ever ask for. 3 weeks passed and it was the day of Mariko's wedding. I invited Chisato over to my place and we were enjoying a small party together. Then I received a very angry call from Mariko. Hello? Hey! Holy that was loud. Who is this? It's me, it's Mariko! Oh, Mariko? I'm sorry, I forgot to block your number. You never saw my messages no matter how much I sent you. You blocked my account, didn't you? Yeah, I wanted to cut all ties with you, so I remade my account. And I was super busy anyway. I couldn't tend to any private calls. Don't mess around with me. I'm in serious trouble right now. What's wrong? Right during her wedding came. Who? Soji's girl. What? She was saying, weren't you going to marry me? And nonsense like that. Everything's a mess. I'm not following. I asked your mom to make my wedding dress, right? He wanted his other girl to wear it too. What? Custom-made dresses are prettier. I plan to make you or this Yuzu woman pay for it, is what he said. Oh wow, well that sounds like a disaster. I heard from Soji that you had an argument with him. Well, he sure was childish for a grown man with responsibilities. You're equally crazy too, though, sending him to me in your stead. I'm sorry. And what do you want me to do? Help me! The girl he was cheating on, she pulled my hair and slapped me. Everything's a mess. Mr. Akiyama told me he won't be inviting me. Chisato's also messaged you that she won't be coming, right? I have Chisato over for a slumber party. We haven't done this in years. We have snacks and delivery food. Everything's great. No fair! Don't you two care about me? What is she talking about? I thought to myself. Chisato also let out a huge sigh as if she wanted to say good grief. According to Mariko, apparently Soji was two-timing her. He had proposed to both her and this other girl, and when he was still moping over which girl to choose, Mariko's wedding day had arrived. If he plans 2 weddings and attends both of them, it'll cost a fortune. That's why he at least wanted to get away with not paying for one of the dresses. He said he reunited with her at a high school reunion party, and not only did they get along well, they both got drunk and... So they were former classmates. I guess they just stayed together for the night and that was that. My in-laws are furious, and they swore to kick him out of the house. Well, I guess your plan to become the future president's wife is gone now. What should I do? I'm gonna be gossiped all around my office that this happened. Well, honestly, you can't really do anything about this, can you? Please, you've gotta help me!
I mean, pleading to me won't help.
We've been good friends, right? It's been 10 years since we met. I don't want to be friends with a person that always wants to one-up us in every conversation we hold. So you're saying that this is all my fault and I deserved it?
You didn't pay for your dinner the last time we met. And it's not just me. You always look down on Chisato too, right?
I didn't mean to say that. I was drunk. It was just a joke.
You probably didn't plan to pay for the dress either.
I'm sorry, Yuzu.
Why are you apologizing?
I'm sorry for hurting you. So I just want you to come over here to calm the situation.
No way! Plus, I'm not even invited to your wedding. I can't just walk in, right?
No way!
I'll consider the bill for the drinks as fees to cut ties with you.
No, wait! If this continues, I'll be such a miserable girl.
I'll at least pray for you so you won't lead a sadder life. Well, I'll be off to a Netflix movie marathon with Chisato. Bye!
Yuzu! No! What am I supposed to do?
Later, Soji ended up running away with the other girl. He went out of his way to give up his family, all to dump Mariko. You're not the one I truly love. He left those words and disappeared. In the end, the fees for the wedding were all paid by Soji's parents. Mariko did end up just being the victim to this whole story. The real estate company she worked at gossiped about her. Didn't she just force the marriage plan on him? She ended up feeling uncomfortable and quit her job. She was so shocked, she went back to her parents' house and now she's turned into a shut-in. Oh no, now I'm getting nervous. It's fine, relax.
Man, Chisato, you're always calm in these times.
Just don't think about whether we might meet someone or not. Let's have a go at it and have fun.
I guess you're right.
Our work schedule has finally calmed down. It's great to have time for marriage hunting.
I hope I can talk to a nice person.
You'll be fine, Yuzu. Just be your cheerful self and you'll be alright.
You too, Chisato. Maybe you should pull the conversation towards you.
Yeah, let's do our best. Yeah.
I spent all my life in a place away from romance. Now I'm attending a marriage hunting party with my best friend. Where life takes you really depends on the person, but I hope I can lead a happy life. Good luck, Chisato. Good luck, me.